Hello everyone, welcome back to the Zekko football channel. In their most recent game, Liverpool dismantled Aston Villa at home by 3-0. Today we're going to be diving into what Liverpool did so well to be able to exploit Aston Villa's weakness. If you're new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video, and turn on those notifications. Hey, if you're not new to the channel, then make sure you do all that stuff anyway. I'll stay here, it's okay. Scroll down, click subscribe, click like, and we can continue. Thank you very much. And now let's discuss how Liverpool exploited Aston Villa. I think this is arguably one of, if not the best performance that Liverpool have put in this season. I know a lot of people will talk to and look towards the Newcastle game that they really came back in. However, with all of that grit and determination, I think this shows a little bit more quality and also a tactical awareness of what Aston Villa were doing and how Liverpool exploited it. And that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about how Liverpool utilised their ability and also their awareness, their tactical breakdown to really exploit the way that Aston Villa were playing. So let's start off with this image. Now, what's going on in this image? Well, Trent Alexander-Arnold has moved into midfield, as I'm sure you can see. He's just received the pass and he's about to go and make a pass over the top. Joel Matip has moved across into this right back slot. Dominic Szoboszlai is occupying a midfielder and Alexis McAllister has just played that pass into Trent. Trent has moved into midfield. That's fine. He's about to get his head up and then look away. Now, that's a very interesting point of view. Now, if we have a look just at the Aston Villa team to begin with, you have the front two in Ollie Watkins and Diaby. You have Kamara pushing up next to McAllister to try and press him. Douglas Luiz, but look at all of the space here. Now, this is on purpose. This is drifting players away. You can't see him in this still image, but Curtis Jones is out on this left-hand side, and he's really causing a lot of problems for Leon Bailey, who shouldn't necessarily be here. They want to be a little bit further forwards, as does John McGinn, to be able to press up onto Joel Matip, who is obviously filling the role of Trent Alexander-Arnold in this position. But the other thing I really want to focus on is the Aston Villa back line. Now, it's been a telltale sign of Aston Villa this season. They want to play a high line. They want to play as high as possible, and the reason for that is to try and squeeze the pitch. You can see the lines that they have here, they're extremely condensed, and that's to try and win those second balls, win those turnovers, to then be able to counter with the pace of Watkins and Bailey. A bold move, especially in Anfield, and it really does not work out here. But let's go back and focus on this back four. Matty Cash's defensive position is very interesting. Not only is he trying to look around Luis Diaz, but at the same time, he's trying to make sure he's in line with Konsa and with Pau Torres, who is also in line with the left back. Now, this is incredibly important because the line that Aston Villa hold is going to be the breaking point for this Liverpool attack. And as you can see, Darwin Núñez is sniffing around it. So is Luis Diaz. They're on the last line. And so is Mo Salah. This is incredibly important because what they're waiting for is exactly what happens in a moment. Trent is going to play that pass, and what he's going to do is going to play it over the top of this Aston Villa backline. He's going to go like that, and then Liverpool are going to be in with one pass. And that's the main thing that Aston Villa seriously were exploited on in this match. And let's not beat around the bush. They've been exploited again and again. But really, Liverpool looked at this and looked at the way that they played Newcastle, and they assumed they weren't going to play any differently. And while, yes, they did come back with a different formation, yes, they tried to play three at the back, the same principles are still in place. The back line is still playing extremely high up the pitch. I mean, they're so close to the halfway line for this entire side. And then you think about the way that Liverpool play, Trent Alexander-Arnold being on the ball, and he's about to play that pass over the top. But not only that, the three attackers are ready to spin and go. And at that point, with the pace of Diaz, with the pace of Núñez, and with the pace of Mo Salah, it's going to be absolutely devastating. So let's follow this on. This is what happens. This is a second slide. Mo Salah is about to receive the ball after the ball's been played over the top, and all of a sudden, look at the pace. Salah is in, Núñez is in, and Diaz is in, and they've left the Aston Villa backline for dead. Aston Villa could not read the pass. They could not be able to stop that. They couldn't stop the forwards, and essentially it's just a free hit. It's devastating. Not only have Liverpool understood the high line that Aston Villa are playing, but they exploited it to an amazing degree. The passing from Trent Alexander-Arnold in this game is some of the best that I've seen over the course of the last year. It was absolutely sensational. He was completely on it. Let's move on. Right. Let's have a look at this. This is another instance. The image is a little blurry, but the idea is still here. Trent Alexander-Arnold has just played a pass. You can see the shadow of the ball right here. He's just played a pass and it's gone over the top. Again, like I've previously mentioned, they want to try and exploit the Aston Villa high line. So what do? They play a singular ball over the top. Here is the ball right here. It's being played over the top. Now, this is criminal from Aston Villa, but it's absolutely brilliant from Liverpool. If you see the amount of players that Aston Villa have in Liverpool's attacking half, with one transitional ball, they manage to get in, and it turns into this. It turns into Mo Salah in a foot race over the top, and if you look at the Aston Villa defenders scrambling back, they just can't get there. Liverpool players are obviously bombing on to try and help, and in fact Darwin Núñez gets a square ball from Mo Salah and he just can't quite get to it. But it's the real warning between it, and it's the devastating nature of the way they attack. This is how it continues. Mo Salah ends up being on a near 1v1 situation, or at least a 1v1 with the defender, and actually what ends up happening is the pass gets played across to Núñez, who can't finish it. But it happened time after time after time again, and Aston Villa were extremely naive in the level of play that they had, and the level and the line that they played. It was just completely ridiculous. And this is the last one that I wanted to look at. This is the last piece that I really wanted to do. If we focus on the goal that they scored, the third goal, this is the one that Mo Salah ends up scoring. Here he is at the back post. But at the same time, when we talk about power, pace, momentum, movement, this is something that I think really encapsulates Liverpool at the moment. Now, what's going to end up happening is the ball is going to get flicked on at the front post, and it's going to come back here, to which Mo Salah is going to run onto and then get himself probably one of the easiest tap-ins he will have ever seen. But he's got some work to do. He's currently being marked by Luca Digne, and to be completely honest with you, we all know that Luca Digne isn't exactly the greatest at set pieces. He does leave his man, and that's exactly what he does here. He's too focused on the play in front of him. He can't really get a hold of Mo Salah, and for that reason he's turned his back to him, which is a grave error. The space that has been afforded to Liverpool at this back post is again systematic of the way that Aston Villa try to defend their set pieces. It's just not good enough. They don't have enough bodies to be able to deal with the amount of pressure that Liverpool are willing to do. You've got runners here from Matip, you've got runners here from Núñez, you've got runners everywhere. Alexis McAllister is obviously at the edge of the box waiting for any kind of shot. And then that's obviously where Szoboszlai gets his goal as well. But Mo Salah on Luca Digne is going to be the moment that we're looking at. And really, it's all about making sure that you have your man, you have the ability to really find him, but he didn't. And that's exactly what ends up happening. So Mo Salah gets the run on Digne, and he does not have the ability to really make any kind of recovery. He can't foul him, he can't take him because the referee has the line of sight. Obviously, VAR is also a thing, so that's not going to be an option either. Mo Salah is then going to get to the ball. It's just been flicked on. As you can see, the ball is right here. Mo Salah's going to run onto it. And this again was systematic of the way that Aston Villa just failed to have composure in and around the box. This is a better image of the set piece. Obviously, the ball is about to be flicked on. Mo Salah is about to run onto it, and he loses Luca Digne, who just for a moment looks over his shoulder, and it's too late already. He doesn't have the momentum, he doesn't have the running power to be able to deal with Mo Salah. Again, like I said, the only way to be able to deal with this is to foul him, and obviously he cannot do that. It moves on. Mo Salah has now got the beating of him, I should say, and it really just is too good from Liverpool. And here is another part that I just wanted to show. It's just how Liverpool managed to dictate play throughout the match. This is the final image that I wanted to show you. And if you look at, these are the two Aston Villa strikers. This is Zaniolo. This is the other Aston Villa midfielder. And it's Tielemans, and it's just not good enough, if I'm completely honest. Look at the space. He's about to receive the pass. Look. He's about to receive the pass. Look at the space between every Aston Villa player. Acres. acres, and this happened time after time after time again. And it wouldn't have surprised me if on the other side of the pitch there's a player waiting for that ball to be lofted over the top, ready to go. Liverpool saw this in the play between Aston Villa and Newcastle. They saw this in their pre-season mix-up, and they knew how to exploit it. The pass into midfield, and then a one-touch pass or a lofted pass over the top to beat the pressing line of Aston Villa, the high pressing line of Aston Villa. And with Liverpool's devastating forwards, with the pace that they have, with the power that they have, it was pretty easy to get to that result. Liverpool were fantastic, Aston Villa were exploited, and that is that. But let me know your thoughts on this Liverpool performance, and tell me how happy you were, if you're a Liverpool fan, on the way that they played. If you're an Aston Villa fan, tell me how you believe that they should be fixing this, because it's on a numerous amount of occasions now that there is too much space allowed for any kind of opposition midfielder. The Aston Villa press isn't really working, and at the same time the high line seems to be causing more problems than it does seem to be fixing them. So tell me, how are you feeling about this Aston Villa system, and what would you change? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care.